Hi there, my name is Liam, Technical Manager at Oprema, otherwise known as the Almanac. First of all, I'd like to thank you for those who have liked, shared and subscribed and also spent the time to watch our videos. This week's video is something that I've been asked about several times. I'm going to cover off the Dahua full colour series cameras. This one is the HDBW4239 model, also available in a bullet in the IP series, also available in 3 different variant housings in the HDCVI. The links to the data sheets and the bios are below, please feel free to comment also. There's a significant difference in this week's video compared to the last videos. If you comment and tell me what the difference is, you can be in the chance of winning a little goodie bag, and I'll throw in a few extra things for you. Again, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you for your time. Team Oprema. See you shortly. Okay, so I've set the 2 cameras up side by side. I have the 2 megapixel full colour camera by Dahua, and I also have a 4 megapixel camera by Dahua. I've scaled down the 4 megapixel camera just to show you side by side comparisons for megapixel. As you can see there, that looks like there's plenty of ambient light in our room. If I select the other camera, and here, as you can see, that's gone into infrared, into black and white mode. If I go into the settings here, I'll just show you that day night is set to auto. I haven't done any trickery to make that image go into black and white. It's done that on its own accord. This camera here, we are using the anti-vandal dome, the HDBW4239R-A of the IMPO. So great, long 5 Cat 6, it is up to 800 meters, so great bit of kit. It is available in a bullet format also in the IP series, but for the HDCVI it is available in a turret, anti-vandal dome and also a bullet, so it covers all the bases with both technologies. As you can see there, there's plenty of light shedding our scene, so if there's an incident, you could tell the difference between someone walking in the room, whether they had a jumper on, whether they had a blue jumper, a black jumper, a yellow jumper, whatever it may be, compared to the infrared image there. Great functionality, which is only with you now. Again, you want the same as all the other Dahua cameras. You have your picture setups, your exposures, you can change your anti-flicker, so if you hertz, your modes, you can change that. You can adjust your noise reduction. Your backlight, you can turn the modes on for backlight, highlight compensation and WDR. Your white balance, you can adjust that accordingly as well. And day and night mode, as you can say, this is set the colour mode, so it stays in colour at all times, and that's the kind of image you'd expect from this. And you can set your profile management, you can set up schedules, etc. But I believe it's a full time in colour mode, so day or night is going to work in exactly the same. Your video settings, as you can see there, this camera set to 25 frames a second, the bitrate of 496, and 1080p. And I'll go back to the other cameras to show you the difference on that. So they are identical in settings. There you go, 1080, 25, 496, identical setting wise. So there's no trickery. You're seeing exactly what the camera's seeing. In the video settings, you have the ability to set up your snapshots, you have your overlays, you can give your camera title names, you can set up your on-screen display, so you do have for image privacy, you can draw these squares over any part of the screen, so you can set that up. Your region of interest, you can draw a particular region of interest, so that has a higher frame rate and resolution, and obviously the surrounding area can be done in substream. And there your paths, so if you are doing snapshots, live records or anything like that, this is where you point to your PC or whatever you're doing recording wise. You do have the audio. This camera does have the option to have an audio input on there, so you can connect an external microphone, you can record, and then you have your function there, your requirements. Again, very DHCP, so it automatically finds an IP address or static. This is set up for our current network here. You adjust your ports, the PPPoE, the dynamic DNS. You can set this up for remote viewing if you're not going to use the P2P platform. Obviously, you can port forward. You do have the option to use things like no IP or dynamic DNS. The SMTP if you're setting a mail. UTP-MP again if you're doing any network side of it. The SMTP, the options there. The Bonjour, obviously the handshake is going to use when it's using the ONVIF protocol. That's what it broadcasts itself as. Your multicast options. You have options here for 802.1. The QoS, so you're going to adjust the real time on command on there. The access platforms is what you can use if you're using your P2P. So that is the serial number there that you're going to use. Just scan the QR code with your device or your smartphone, or serial number there, like PSS or the Dahua DSS platform for recording. And also you have the ONVIF, you can turn that on and off if you are going to use the ONVIF functionality. And your events tab, so if you are going to set your camera up for motion detection, the one thing I would recommend you do is go into this video detection and enable that. So if that is not enabled, the camera will not pick up video motion detection. You can set your video tampering and also and scene change. So obviously you can enable scene change, you enable that. If the camera does change its scene, what has been set up at point of installation, again that can do an email, a snapshot, a relay output, whatever you want, whatever your requirements are. The audio detection. So obviously, because it does have a microphone input, you do have audio detection, so we can trigger this by the raise or dropping of a pitch. Smart plan, this is where you're setting up your analytical features. This is the same across all Dahua products, so I'll run through that quickly with you now. So if you are going to use something like Tripwire Analytics, what you need to do is you need to go into your smart plan first to enable this. You turn your smart plan on. Once that's been saved, say succeeded, you then go to your IVS section. In this IVS section is where you're going to draw your analytical rules. So just click the little plus symbol there. You do have the option to tripwire, abandon object, or mission object. So again, if you just want to do an intrusion, you can draw our rule. Draw that whatever it may be. You do have the option for the peer in, exit, enter and exit, so it can be anything, so it can cover any direction or to meet all the requirements. You want it to record. You do have the target size, target filters, so obviously you can reduce your alarms. There's your maximum size there, and your minimum size, you can just literally drag them to minimum maximum, so you can notice anything below that or above that. Difference. Back to the main screen, 2 seconds, there's my camera. Really easy. Across all the Dahua products, that's exactly the same. Just going to delete that out now. And this camera does have the option of face detection. If you enable that, it does have the ability of face detection. Again, draw your target size. You can toggle the brightness of the face as well and exposure. Again, send email, relay output, recordings. Again, very simple and functional setup. Alarms, this camera also does have an alarm input on there, so if you need to connect an external device like a Illuminate, a GGD, or any other form of external detection, you have the ability to send this over, obviously, the Cat5 cable. Abnormalities, if you've done any issues, you can enable this to send an email, so you have a problem with the SD card. If you have a network problem or illegal access, so if there's 5 failed attempts to log in, it does give the option to send an email so you are aware that anyone's tried to log into the camera itself. Your storage, if you are going to set up any recording at the camera itself, it does have the functionality to have an SD card. All Dahua cameras can take up to 128 gig SD. To change your settings, literally just go in, do little tick boxes, change the day, set it to normal, the motion, alarm, again whatever meets your requirements. And you got your holiday schedules there. Your destination, so if you are going to do any network pathing, or if you have a local SD card, if you have an SD card inserted, as you can see I don't have one inserted in this at the moment, it will tell the SD card the size of it, the attributes, what's been used, what hasn't been used. If you want to set up an FTP, so you're going to set up an FTP and schedule that, or NAS, you can link to a NAS box for your recording. And you've got your recording controls there, so your path duration, pre and post, and to override or stop on full. Very simple functionality. And then you have your system tab, so your general, time and date, functionality very easy. And there's the name of the device, the account, so you can create separate users and also on-VIF users. Safety features, you can filter in. This is quite handy, so you can block specific users and IP addresses. One thing to bear in mind, if you are setting up audio via this camera, and a lot of the Dahua products, if this audio and video transmission box is not ticked, it will only broadcast the video and not the audio, so you need to make sure that is enabled, otherwise it will not broadcast the audio for you. Password reset, if that is unticked, it will not give you the ability to do a remote password reset. It would have to be a hard reset. Sort that out. Again, any problem, you have to default to generic settings out of the box. Import, export, if you are doing a lot of cameras and you are setting them up, you can export a configuration and also import it if required. Auto maintain, the camera can be set to auto reboot, whatever meets your requirements. Again, you can set it by time, by date, once a week, daily, whatever. And you also have the option for upgrade, so if you do need to do any firmware updates, again with all the Dahua products, very similar, all the GUIs are identical, and you go in there, you point that towards the firmware that you're going to upload it with, press upgrade, and automatically just update that for you. Then the information tab gives you the version, so this is the model number of the camera there, tells you the system version and the build date the camera is actually running on, and any other information such as John Viff, what it's running, and obviously the serial number. And the log gives you see who's logged in. If you have any obviously alarm events, you can also check the alarms. You can check what's done remotely as well. You can remotely access the log. There's not a lot of company set up on here, so you see these are not loads, but you can see what's been logged in, logged out. Tell you what IP address. It's done by myself. an online user, so it's telling me I'm currently logged in. So if you have multiple users online, you can see, or from your refresh, it refreshes really, really quickly. If you have any alarms configured as well, if you are doing walk tests and things like that, you can do external alarms, motion detection. So when these are activated, you get a little prompt up in this tab here. Again, very, very similar to all the Dahua products. So just a brief overview of the HDVW4239R ASE. Again, works exactly the same if you're using any of the Dahua IP products, but just to show you the difference between the full colour and a you'd be expecting. So some light, but it works 001 lux, so it does work down to extreme low light levels. I've seen this, I've actually done a sample video on my own property. It works really, really well down at almost 0 light levels, but as you can see there, there's a substantial difference between the two. It actually looks like there's a lot of light in this corridor here, but as you can see for this camera, there's minimal light in. So there's just a brief overview of the camera. I hope you've enjoyed. Thanks again for watching. Please like, share and subscribe for a chance to win. This week again I'll be going through the comments and I'll be giving away a little goodie bag. I've got a little Dahua bag and some other products we're going to throw in there for you guys, so please keep like, sharing and subscribing. Thank you very much, Team Oprema. See you again next time.